Hey there, fellow Americans. If you've been anxiously waiting for news about the latest stimulus payments, especially if you're receiving SSDI or Social Security benefits, you're in for some important updates today. Before we dive deep into these critical developments that could put $2,000 in your pocket, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay informed about all the latest stimulus news and financial updates that matter to you. The Internal Revenue Service has just released groundbreaking information regarding the new schedule for stimulus payments, specifically targeting Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, and Social Security recipients. Many of you have been reaching out, asking when these payments will arrive and who exactly qualifies for them. Today, we're going to break down everything you need to know about these upcoming payments that could significantly impact your financial situation. Let's address the burning question on everyone's mind: when exactly will these payments start rolling out? According to the latest IRS announcement, the distribution of these $2,000 stimulus payments will begin in phases, with the first wave targeting SSDI recipients who have their direct deposit information already on file with the IRS. This initial phase is scheduled to commence within the next few weeks, with subsequent waves following shortly after. But what does this mean for you specifically? For those receiving Social Security benefits, the IRS has implemented a new streamlined process to ensure faster delivery of payments. Unlike previous stimulus distributions, this time around, the agency has worked closely with the Social Security Administration to create a more efficient system. This collaboration means that most beneficiaries won't need to take any additional steps to receive their payments. Isn't it refreshing to hear that the process has been simplified? One crucial aspect that many people are curious about is the eligibility criteria for these new payments. The IRS has clarified that individuals receiving SSDI, SSI, railroad retirement benefits, and regular Social Security benefits will generally be eligible for the full $2,000 payment, provided they meet the income requirements. But what are these income thresholds, and how do they affect your eligibility? For single filers, the full payment will be available to those with adjusted gross incomes of up to $75,000. For heads of household, this threshold increases to $112,500, and married couples filing jointly can have an income of up to $150,000 to receive the full amount. Above these thresholds, the payment amount gradually decreases, but what's particularly noteworthy is that these income limits have been adjusted to account for current economic conditions. Many beneficiaries are wondering about the payment method they'll receive. The IRS has confirmed that those who received previous stimulus payments through direct deposit will automatically receive this payment the same way. For those who typically receive their benefits through direct express cards, the stimulus payment will be deposited directly onto these cards. But what about those who prefer paper checks or haven't received previous stimulus payments? The IRS has also addressed concerns about paper checks and EIP cards. These physical payment methods will be distributed in later phases of the rollout, following the direct deposit distributions. The agency estimates that paper checks and EIP cards will begin going out approximately 2 weeks after the direct deposit phase begins. However, recipients should be aware that these physical payment methods may take several additional weeks to arrive through the mail. An important development in this round of stimulus payments is the special consideration given to veterans and their beneficiaries. The IRS and Department of Veterans Affairs have established a dedicated system to ensure that veterans receiving disability compensation or pension benefits will receive their payments promptly. But how does this affect veterans who also receive Social Security benefits? For those who receive both VA benefits and Social Security, the IRS has confirmed that they will receive their payment based on whichever benefit information was processed first. This means some veterans might receive their payments earlier than expected, while others might need to wait for the regular Social Security distribution phase. Isn't it encouraging to see different agencies working together to streamline this process? The IRS has also implemented new measures to prevent fraud and ensure payments reach their intended recipients. This includes enhanced verification processes and security measures. While these additional steps might cause slight delays for some recipients, they're essential for protecting beneficiaries from potential scams and fraud attempts. But what should you do if you suspect fraudulent activity related to your stimulus payment? For those concerned about potential scams, it's crucial to remember that the IRS will never contact you by phone, email, or text message asking for personal or banking information. All communication regarding your stimulus payment will come through official mail from the IRS. If you receive any suspicious communications claiming to be about your stimulus payment, how should you proceed? The IRS has set up a dedicated hotline for reporting suspicious activity related to stimulus payments. They've also created an online portal where beneficiaries can check their payment status and report any issues. This system is designed to be user-friendly and accessible to all recipients, but what happens if you encounter technical difficulties while using these resources? Another significant aspect of this stimulus payment rollout is the provision for dependent benefits. Unlike previous stimulus payments, this round includes expanded eligibility for dependents, regardless of age. This means that adult dependents, including college students and elderly relatives, may qualify for additional payments. But how does this affect the total amount that households with dependents can receive? The IRS has clarified that each qualifying dependent will increase the household's total payment amount. This is particularly relevant for SSDI and Social Security recipients who have dependent children or adult dependents living with them. However, there are specific rules and requirements that must be met for dependents to qualify. What documentation might you need to ensure your dependents are properly counted? For those who have recently begun receiving SSDI or Social Security benefits, the IRS has provided special guidance. New beneficiaries who weren't included in previous stimulus payments may need to take additional steps to ensure they receive this payment. But what exactly are these steps, and how can new beneficiaries ensure they don't miss out? The IRS has also addressed situations where beneficiaries have changed addresses or banking information since their last stimulus payment. They've implemented a system for updating this information, but it's crucial to act quickly to avoid delays in receiving your payment. What's the deadline for updating your information, and how can you make these changes? One common concern among beneficiaries is how these stimulus payments might affect their other benefits. The IRS has confirmed that these payments will not count as income for determining eligibility for federal benefits. This means receiving a stimulus payment won't affect your SSDI, SSI, or other federal benefits. But what about state-level benefits and other assistance programs? For those receiving multiple types of benefits, the IRS has created a coordination system to prevent duplicate payments. This ensures that beneficiaries receive the correct amount while preventing overpayments. However, what should you do if you believe you've received an incorrect amount or a duplicate payment? The IRS has also implemented special provisions for beneficiaries who live in U.S. territories, including Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam, and other locations. These recipients will receive their payments through their territorial tax authorities, but how does this affect the timing of their payments? Another important consideration is the impact of these payments on representative payees and individuals who handle finances for SSDI and Social Security beneficiaries. The IRS has provided specific guidelines for these situations, but what responsibilities do representative payees have regarding these stimulus payments? For beneficiaries who are currently living in nursing homes or other care facilities, the IRS has issued special guidance. These payments belong to the recipients and cannot be seized by these facilities as payment for care. But what steps should facility residents or their families take to protect these rights? The IRS has also addressed questions about deceased beneficiaries. If a qualified recipient passed away after being approved for the payment but before receiving it, specific rules apply regarding who can receive the payment. What documentation is needed in these cases, and who is eligible to claim the payment? For those who haven't filed tax returns in recent years, which is common among many SSDI and Social Security recipients, the IRS has confirmed that no action is typically needed. However, there are some exceptions to this rule. What circumstances might require non-filers to take additional steps? The IRS has also implemented special provisions for beneficiaries who are currently incarcerated. Unlike previous stimulus payments, there are specific rules regarding eligibility for incarcerated individuals. But what determines eligibility in these cases, and how can qualified incarcerated recipients ensure they receive their payments? Another crucial aspect is the treatment of back payments and retroactive benefits. Some beneficiaries might be eligible for additional amounts based on previous eligibility periods. How does this affect the total amount you might receive, and what documentation might you need to claim these additional amounts? The IRS has also addressed situations involving garnishments and debt collection. While these stimulus payments are protected from certain types of garnishment, there are exceptions. What types of debts could affect your stimulus payment, and what protections are in place? For international beneficiaries living abroad, the IRS has provided specific guidance on payment delivery and eligibility. These recipients face unique challenges in receiving their payments, but what options are available for overseas beneficiaries? The IRS has also implemented special provisions for mixed-status households, where some family members are U.S. citizens while others are not. These situations have specific rules and requirements, but how do these rules affect the total household payment? One often overlooked aspect is the impact of these payments on future benefits and tax returns. The IRS has provided guidance on how these payments should be reported and handled in future financial dealings. But what documentation should you keep, and how might these payments affect your future financial planning? The IRS has also addressed questions about payment tracking and recovery options for those who don't receive their payments as expected. They've implemented several tools and resources for payment tracking, but what steps should you take if your payment seems to be lost or delayed? For those who need to contact the IRS about their payments, new dedicated phone lines and support services have been established. However, before making contact, what information should you have ready, and what are the best times to reach out for assistance? The IRS has also provided guidance on how these payments interact with other federal and state benefits programs. Understanding these interactions is crucial for many beneficiaries, but how can you ensure you're maximizing your benefits while staying compliant with all requirements? As we wrap up this comprehensive overview of the updated stimulus payment schedule, remember that staying informed is crucial. The situation continues to evolve, and new information is being released regularly. Have you taken all the necessary steps to ensure you'll receive your payment promptly? If you found this information helpful, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates on stimulus payments, Social Security benefits, and other important financial news. Hit that notification bell to ensure you never miss our latest updates. What other topics would you like us to cover in future videos? Let us know in the comments below. Remember, while this information is current as of today, things can change quickly. Keep checking back for the latest updates, and stay informed about your benefits and payments. Together, we'll navigate these important financial developments and ensure you have the information you need to make the best decisions for your situation.